Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking today's Dreaded D-Rose report. Speaking of Eve, we were, weren't we? Anyway, she's heading to India this week to do promotional work for WWE. And, oh, by the way, I was off for yesterday. Here in America, we had a holiday. So it's Labor Day, so that you get a day off and go home and work your butt off. Labor Day. All right. By the way, the passing of actor Michael Clark Duncan was a big topic backstage at Raw last night. Duncan was a huge WWE fan, and a lot of WWE crew were, sad to hear of his passing, which is amazing. I kind of worry about working out so much, get in good shape, be a monster guy, and then just at 54 years old, I have a heart attack. Anyway. As noted before, Paul Heyman, he has re-signed with WWE as his original deal, or his contract, ran through SummerSlam. In addition to appearing on regular TV on TV with Punk now, Heyman will use his hype to do the Brock Lesnar versus Triple H rematch that is planned. So don't worry, H is not gone. After last night's Raw, the feud between Ryback and Jinder Mahal, I guess, is considered to be done. WWE wanted to make sure that Ryback was booked to look good last night, as Vince McMahon and others weren't too happy with the last week's match between Jack Swagger and how it was booked. And what's kind of odd, a lot of times Swagger, I think, had the upper hand, and they just want Ryback to just murder people out there indirectly. And whether Swagger's gone or not, I don't know. That's kind of odd, him taking off too. Sources report that there were major time restraints at last night's Raw from Chicago. Apparently, several skits and matches that were planned ended up got cut from the show. Odd. Went to over 3 hours long, still don't have enough time. Go back to this. Paul Heyman signed a new deal with WWE, made it clear by his presence on Raw last night that CM Punk, Heyman's original deal, ran through SummerSlam, but it was expected that he did resign, of course, and appears on Raw the next night. They wanted to make sure he did that. And one of the reasons behind Heyman working with Punk is to keep the Brock Lesnar, like I said, feud going, and to keep his name fresh in our mind. He's got to mention him every once in a while. While he's away from television. He's only got a few more days left on his contract. And where it is, and of course I got to save some for building up the WrestleMania, and maybe they'll put him in another pay-per-view soon. Both Punk and Heyman were vocal in pitching their on-screen partnership to WWE in the background. So we didn't see that part, but Heyman didn't want to go. Getting a nice check, probably. And the ratings for the Raw is going to be late because of Labor Day holidays. And for those who missed it on the segment of Raw last night, Vicky Guerrero pretended to be talking to AJ in an empty chair. Was a play on course Clint Eastwood appearance at the Republican National Convention, which I don't know why somebody would do that. Santino Marella was scheduled to get the U.S. title rematch against Antonio Cesaro at Night of Champions pay-per-view, but got it last night on Raw instead. No word yet on who Cesaro is going to be defending against in 2 weeks, though. And it appears WWE Intercontinental Champion The Miz recently taped some kind of election vignettes, and he posted the following, he posted teaser clips on Tout last night, if you want to check it out. WWE camera crew spoke to Vickie after she slapped AJ on Raw last night. Vickie said there was no repercussions for her, just AJ won't forget last night for a long time. Alberto, he also spoke to WWE.com after defeating John Cena with help of CM Punk, though. Del Rio promised that he will destroy Sheamus at Night of Champions to become the World Heavyweight Champion, and I think I've said that myself, and I can't destroy a piece of paper. But he said it. F4W Online reports that KAITLYN was not supposed to win the Diva Battle Royal at Raw 2 weeks ago, where she became the new #1 contender. Apparently, they botched the move as Eve Torres was scheduled to win, and after Eve defeated KAITLYN on Raw last night, and since she won on NBC's Stars Earn Stripes reality show. Speculation is that she's going to be winning the Diva title soon. And I don't know if you watch that show, but it's kind of rough for Stars anyway. As seen on now, I think when KAITLYN threw Eve over the top rope at the Battle Royal, I think Eve was supposed to keep her feet up off of the mat, and she didn't do it. And as seen on last night's show, KAITLYN went down holding her stomach towards the end. She tweeted, "Speaking of hugs, I could really use one after Eve Marie Torres got me right in the ovaries. That's going to leave a mark," she says. "I'll be glad to massage you anytime you want. Help you, make you feel better. I feel so bad." WWE is heavily promoting Night of Champions. Theme song Champions by Kevin Rudolph, Birdman, Limp Bizkit, and Lil Wayne. The song is actually premiered on last night's Raw and isn't available for downloads yet, but just hang on, it will be. And WWE website featured generic comments from Wayne Rudolph, Birdman, and Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit. I had a Limp Bizkit the other day, and I made him take it back. Wet. After CM Punk attacked him on last night's Raw, WWE camera crews caught up with Jerry Lawler as trainers were checking him out to make sure he's all right. Lawler said selling the attack to his throat, which is the storyline reason why he couldn't commentate. The real reason? I'm not sure. Let's just put Punk over. WWE camera crew caught up with also, they were just running rampant anymore, huh? Like TMZ. But anyway, WWE camera crew caught up with Daniel Bryan following the hug segment with Kane. And angry Bryant started hugging people backstage and said he hugged so many people from back home that he's being called Mr. Hug It, or Mr. Hug It Out, I guess. Oh, well. ESPN sportscaster and Sports Center's Robert Flores, he joined Mr. St. Laurent and Conan for this week's MLW radio show on MLW.com. Flores talked about the recent conversation he had with John Cena and a potential heel turn. We've heard that for years now. Now this makes some sense, actually. I've talked to John Cena, he said about this, and he doesn't really want... What are you doing? It's hotter than hell out there, isn't it? All right, in a recent heel turn, well, they've been talking about a recent heel turn for John Cena, but he says, I've talked to Cena about this, and he doesn't really want to do the heel turn because he does so much charity work, and I think it would be affected, that if maybe it would, but I would love to see him turn heel. But because of being the ambassador of goodwill, you can't hardly do that, I guess. Matt Striker wrote the following on Twitter after last night's general manager AJ Lee acted like she didn't know who he was on Raw. He says, I can understand the pressure AJ is under, but she has things on her mind other than me. I'd rather be forgotten on earth and remembered in heaven. Anyway, I can understand pressure about her, but anyway, Stryker also responded to The Miz being chosen for commentary alongside Michael Cole. He said, I support The Miz. We're all family here in WWE. Cream rises to the top, and I'm a patient man. I always do my best to get on Raw. Hey, this is kind of neat here. CelebrityNetwork.com has published an article listing the richest professional wrestlers in the world, with figures acquired from all publicity available information, including salaries, real estate holdings, divorces, record sales, and royalties and endorsements. Anyway, the estimated net worth of comes from a formula that takes out taxes, manager fees, agent fees, lifestyle, and the list states, number 1. Who in the world would that be? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, worth more, net worth, that's with the subtractions and the pluses, $70 million. And he ain't done this year yet. He's going to be more than that. Steve Austin, worth $45 million. John Cena's net worth $35 million. Big Show, net worth $30 million. Triple H, $25 million. Kurt Angle, $20 million. Somewhere he must have stashed some money, because I don't think TNA's paying that good. Chris Jericho, $18 million. Shawn Michaels, $17 million. Undertaker worth about $16 million. Undertaker gonna have to try harder. Mick Foley, $15 million. Whew, he don't look like a $15 million man. Bret Hart, 14. Edge, worth 14. Brock Lesnar, about $12.5 million. Goldberg's net worth about $12 million. Batista, $10 million. Bradshaw Layfield, of course, he's got investments, is about $9 million. Rey Mysterio's net worth $8.5 million. Kevin Nash, he must have been put back some money too, $8 million. CM Punk's net worth $7.5 million, which has got to improve this year, I'm sure. Jerry Lawler is $7 million. Randy Orton's net worth $6 million. Alberto Del Rio, $6 million. Hulk Hogan's net worth, I can't believe, well, he went through divorces though, come to think of it, $5 million. And according to the article, Hogan lost an estimated $25 million in the divorce with Linda. She was awarded 70% of the couple's liquidated assets, 40% of all of Hogan's companies, luxury cars, and millions more in property. All right, $24 million, or rather, number 24, my fault. Ric Flair's net worth $5 million. And The Miz worth $5 million. Rowdy Piper around $4 million. Chyna's net worth $1.5 million. Ain't doing bad for us. Plus, WWE chief Vince McMahon net worth is listed as $500 million, while deceased grappler or wrestler, you want to call him, Randy Macho Man Savage, is at $8 million. All right, regarding Punk last week on Raw, there was a photo that surfaced of online that Punk using the blade to cut his head open. And former WWE star Tyler Rex posted a never-before-seen clip from the old web series Mid-Card Mafia. The show was canceled by Rex reportedly after WWE found out about it, and then they weren't happy with it. Rex makes note that there's no plans to bring the show back now, and after the show was canceled, I created this in case we ever decided to bring the show back. We never did, we never will, so consider one of the this show one of the DVD extras. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I don't know about you, but the guys over in other countries, like I say, we was off yesterday because of the labor, and didn't work out. I sweated my butt off working. Thanks for clicking, guys. I gotta go.